Just underway in this one, Northeast Drillers taking on the St. Louis honeyBadgers. This is the nightcap, the 8 p.m. scheduled start, a little bit late getting underway. Waiting for our lineup cards to get to us. Just underway here. Wemel Mata in the circle for the Drillers. They're the number 3 ranked team in the world at the moment. Defensively in the outfield, it's Jordan Solario in left, Tio Migliavaca in center, and Riley Macchia out in right. Around the horn, it's the USA national team infield for the most part. Blaine Milheim at third, Cam Schiller at short, and Zach Shaw at second base. That trio just coming off a bronze medal win last week in Prince Albert. Over on the first base side, Thomas Inoka, member of the silver medal New Zealand Black Sox. Fly ball lifted to straightaway center. Tio Migliavaca will squeeze it for out number one. That batter was Juan Messet, M-A-S-S-E-T, if you're keeping a scorecard with us at home. So a fly out for the first out. Neri Del Cid, the shortstop for these honeyBadgers at the plate. Alejandro Alvarenga, the DP, is in the on-deck circle. JDT First Energy from Ontario, Canada, a winner tonight, 6-2 over the Via Arcos Misfits. That game in the books now. They'll move on. Line shot and a beautiful play at short by Cam Schiller. What's new? Schiller was named to the all-world team in last week's World Cup in Prince Albert. He was one of the leading hitters and also flashing some defense like that. No mystery why he was the all-world shortstop. So quickly 2 outs, a hard hit ball, but Schiller eats it up. That one's hit into deep left field. That one's going to carry on out of here. The DP, Alejandro Alvarenga, takes one, lifts it out over the left field fence. All Jordan Solario can do is watch that one go. 1-0, honeyBadgers. So a couple of hard hit balls. The line shot to Schiller at short. And the home run ball now by Alvarenga. Filip Kucci from the Czech Republic will step in. He's the 4-hitter for these honeyBadgers. While the international competition was going on in Prince Albert, there was another big tournament down in Denmark, Wisconsin, the Boys of Summer Tournament, held down there at John Miller Park. And these honeyBadgers were the finalists in that tournament. They wound up losing to Kegel Black Knights, but no shame in that. Kegel, a top 10 team in the world rankings. So the honeyBadgers notching a number of wins in that tournament. Now pressing the number 3 ranked team in the world. They're on top 1-0 here in the early going. Foul ball flare lifted over on the left side. So the Drillers, a mixture of a number of countries around the world. We mentioned the 3 infielders, Milheim, Schiller, and Shaw, the USA national team infield. Inoka over at first base, one of 2 Inoka brothers from New Zealand's team. Thomas had a great World Cup last week. High but shallow, coming on to give chase, and they run out of real estate. Good effort out there by Schiller, going all the way out to meet Solario. Not able to come up with that one. We were talking about other countries. Tio Migliavaca and Wemel Mata, the starter here, both hailing from Argentina, as is the catcher Juan Zara. Marshall Cronk, not to have Australia left out of the mix. He is from the country down under. Swing and a miss on a good drop ball from Mata. Down on strikes goes Kucci. But not before the honeyBadgers notch a run on the solo home run by Alejandro Alvarenga. They'll take a 1-0 lead into the home half of the first. We'll be back with our first look at the Northeast Drillers right after this. You're watching the 2025 USA Softball Men's Major National Championship. I'm Jim Flanagan with you here on Softball Premier TV. Home half of the first inning, we'll get our first look at the Northeast Drillers, the number 3 ranked team in the world. This game starting to resemble, at least early, the first game we had, which is an unranked team scoring a run right off the bat against one of the top 5 teams. JDT is number 5. The Drillers are number 3 right now. They're on the short end of this one. It'll be Tio Migliavaca to start things off. We'll catch up with the rest of the batting order in a moment. Tio, always a danger to put down a bunt. Great speed, great bat control, and especially for teams that may not have seen him. Him bunting for a base hit, a very frequent part of his repertoire. Matty Zelinka from the Czech Republic in the circle for the honeyBadgers. They've got a couple, 3 players hailing from that part of the world. Defensively, it's Andre Soko in left field, Tyler Bryan in center, Mike Marrero over in right, Minor Jones at third, Neri Del Cid at short, Philip Cucci at second, and Chase Frucht at first. Behind the plate, Juan Massett, and as we said in the circle, Matty Zelenka. In for a call, strike on the outside part of the plate. So the count now at 2-2. Migliavaca will be followed by Inoka, Milheim batting third, Riley Macchia batting fourth, Cam Schiller fifth, Marshall Cronk sixth, Jordan Solario seventh, Juan Zara eighth, and Zach Shaw ninth. Meanwhile, Tio Migliavaca aboard with a leadoff single to right. Good patience at the plate. Watch the at-bat. Stays back on the ball, finds the hole, and drives it through. So the Argentine Migliavaca aboard. Here's Thomas Inoka from New Zealand national team. Migliavaca not afraid to run, very aggressive on the bases, good speed. Thomas Inoka and his brother Ben, who will be in this tournament with the Gremlins, both having very good tournaments in the World Cup last week. Wind up bringing home silver medals, they did, the New Zealand Black Sox. If you look at the stat page for the World Cup, you put Thomas Inoka's numbers right alongside Ben Inoka's, and they are almost identical. Both making major contributions, and a part of the reason that New Zealand found themselves in the finals for that one. Zelinka, a youngster coming up through the junior program, or the U19, U18 now. Migliavaca off on the pitch, but it stays high, so aboard with a walk is Inoka. Migliavaca now at second base. It'll be Blaine Milheim coming to the plate. Milheim, the third baseman for the USA national team. Very good power. Hard shot to second, flipped the short way, back to first, and a nifty 4-6-3 double play. Migliavaca winds up at third, but some nice defense on display there by Philip Cucci. Take a look at this one on the replay. A hard hit ball. He stays down, picks it up cleanly. Nice feed. And the shortstop, Neri Del Cid, getting away from the runner coming in to make a nice throw over to first base. So Migliavaca at third. And it's Riley Macchia from another member of the New Zealand national team. He's at the plate. Good power. So a very versatile, very talented team here in these Northeast Drillers. Led, of course, by Ron Hackett, the head coach for the USA national team. Since Ron has taken over at head coach for USA, they have notched 2 bronze medals in consecutive World Cups in 2022 and here again this year in 2025. USA was once a dominant force in the world of international fast pitch in the early days, but until those 2 bronze medals, they had not medaled or been on the podium since 1988. So Ron Hackett certainly leading the way. Lots of good young talent coming through the program and the results that the USA would like to see. And misses, pitching carefully to Macchia, so he is aboard with a walk. And that'll bring up Cam Schiller. Schiller, as we said, was selected as the all-world shortstop out of all 8 teams competing in the finals of that World Cup. Hard one up the middle. Del Cid goes to the bag and takes the force out. So some impressive defense from the youngsters on the honeyBadgers. Side retired. Migliavaca gets as far as third, does not score. We'll head to the top half of the second inning. St. Louis honeyBadgers 1 and the Northeast Drillers nothing. We'll be back with more great action from here in OKC at Devon Park. You're watching the Men's Major National Championship. Top half of the second inning, the honeyBadgers go back to work, scoring a run in the first. That one coming on the big home run by their DP, Alejandro Alvarenga. Right now at the plate, young Andres Sokol. He'll be followed by Tyler Bryan, Minor Jones, and Mike Marrero. Out in front of the plate, nice play by Juan Zara. Over to Zach Shaw covering at first. Thomas Inoka covering at first. So 2-3 on your card if you're keeping it at home. Here's Tyler Bryan stepping in. First pitch swing and foul tip. Very distinctive look with the white helmets. Great name for this club from St. Louis, the honeyBadgers, an animal that fears none, ferocious and aggressive. Tries to check his swing, but he can't hold up. It's in for a called strike. Misses downstairs with that one. The count 1-2. Change up and a beauty. Tried to hold up, couldn't, and still swings. So Tyler Bryan down on strikes. That's 2 outs in the inning. Minor Jones will be the batter. In the earlier game, Devin McCullough was the starter for JDT Energy and gave up a run in the first inning, as did Waymo Mata. McCullough was able to settle down nicely and make his way to the win. Mata looks to have settled in likewise, just got caught with the home run ball. That one just missing. Mata giving a long look in as if to say he thought it was a strike. 2 balls in 1. Swing and a miss late on that one. A little extra velocity on that one. Very impressive lineup the Drillers can put on the field when every member of your team also plays for his national team. And they aren't just on the roster. These are frontline stars at every position. Just off the edge of the plate for called third strike. So 3 up and down for the honeyBadgers in the second. We'll head to the home half, and the Drillers try and climb back in this one on the short end of a 1-0 score in the early going here. You're watching the 2025 USA Softball Men's Major National Championship being played here at Devon Park, the #1 softball facility in the country. We'll be back with more great action. Don't go away.
It's time to explore.
Home half of the second inning, and speaking of bona fide international stars, Marshall Cronk of Australia will step in. 6, 7, 8 for these drillers. Kronk will be followed by Jordan Solario, the youngster, and Juan Zara, Zach Shaw in the 9 spot if we get that far. In for a called strike from the young Czech, Matthias or Matti Zelinka. Kronk with home run power could tie the game with one of those swings. Kronk, a member of the 2022 gold medal team from Australia. Changeup stays upstairs for a ball. That one's lifted up and out of play over on the right side. Defense for the honeyBadgers, giving Kronk plenty of room. Both of the corner infielders back a good 3 or 4 steps from the bag. Most of the outfielders have been setting up playing right around 200 feet away from home plate. We know that because we can see the seam where the fence for the women's game usually goes. Their fencing is 200 down each line and 220 to straightaway center. These fences for the men, 250 all the way around. This field hosts the NCAA Women's College World Series. It hosts the USA Olympic team, as they will be coming here to play in the Olympics in 2028. Big 12 women's college games, USA men's team. So the fencing has to be moved to accommodate those different distances. We were out here on hand yesterday just taking a look at the field, and I can tell you the grounds crew has things well in hand. They assembled the entire fence that you see out in the outfield in a matter of hours. Not something they haven't done before. A little line drive to center. Shallow coming on to make a nice catch is center fielder Tyler Bryan. So we talked about the Drillers defense, but these young honeyBadgers putting on a display of their own. Nice catch by the center fielder. Jordan Solario will step in. One of the bright young stars in the game. Some people put him in the top 2 or 3 young talents coming up. We got a look at him last year in Elkland, Pennsylvania. Also has a brother of equal talent. Laced into the gap in left center field, a hard one. It's going to go, no, not to the fence. Nice defense by left fielder Andre Sokol, getting it back in. Very hard hit ball. Looked like it was going to go to the screen. Take a look here on the replay. Just a line shot, but Sokol making the cut on the angle just right. pivots, turns, and throws and keeps Solario at second. So a very hard hit ball by Solario. Juan Zara will try and get him home. Zara, the longtime catcher for the Argentine national squad. Solario at second with very good speed. Ball downstairs. So the honeyBadgers, a very athletic looking defense out there. So far have helped themselves out and have helped their pitcher, Matty Zelinka, keep the Drillers scoreless. That one's in for a strike, so the count even at 1-1. Foul tip just about gets Coach Shaw down there in the on-deck circle. Foul tip stays alive. Zara played in 5 of the World Cup games for Argentina, had himself 4 hits in 15 at-bats, so respectable mid-twos batting average. Hard liner down the line, foul, just about takes out the skipper down there, Ron Hackett. Zara's value to Argentina, of course, goes beyond his hitting abilities with his skills behind the plate. Zelinka's next offering, 40-foot drop bounces, good defensive play by catcher Juan Musset. So the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Zara. Solario still looking in from second base. Another bouncer, low, taken for a ball. Hard grounder to short, up with it cleanly over to first for the out is Neri Delcid. Another good defensive play by the honeyBadgers. Solario stays put at second. So second out of the inning recorded. It'll be up to Zach Shaw to try and get Solario home. Shaw, one of the coaches at Mississippi State women's program. First pitch swinging, lifts that one. It's going to be out of play way back on the left side. Always great to see the college programs, the women's programs that a number of these men's players coach, supporting their coach when he plays in games like this. Mississippi State, great PR department, always giving him plenty of ink, plenty of coverage. Foul tip late on that one, little extra velocity from Zelinka. One back to right field. Going back and making a running catch is Mike Marrero. Looked like it might get over his head, but some more great defense keeps the honeyBadgers in it. Side retired. Here, watch on the replay. Long one down the right field line, way back in the corner. Marrero catches it going away. We'll be back with more. Top of the third coming up. Top of the third inning for the honeyBadgers, still on top by a 1-0 score. 8-9-1 in the batting order. Mike Marrero, fresh from that nice catch out in right field. How many times do you see it? A player makes a nice defensive play and then comes up to lead things off for his team. We'll see if he can continue that stellar play. Fouls that one off, 0-2. Chase Fruch, the first baseman, will follow. And then back to the top of the order to Juan Massett. In for a called strike, so he's down on strikes is Marrero for the first out. Fourth strikeout of the game for Mata. Had one in the first two last inning. And now starts off in the third with another. Here's Chase Fruch. He's the first baseman for the honeyBadgers. Foul tipped at the plate. Want to say a quick hello to our friend in the Czech Republic, Jacob Kopriva, longtime coach and supporter of the programs over there and one of the men responsible for their rise on the international stage. They have become one of the leading teams in the European circuit, and lots of great young talent coming this way to North America. Three of them on the field tonight. Jacob, glad to have you listening and watching in. Jacob was one of the leaders of the Czech Republic program in 2019 when they first brought the World Cup to Europe for the first time. 2019, and the fellow in the circle, Wemo Mata, was the one that came away with a gold medal in that Prague 2019 World Cup. So come full circle, Jacob. Misses with that one away, though, and he is aboard with a walk. Fruch, the 9-hitter, walks with one out. That'll flip us back to the top of the order. Juan Massett. Massett a fly out to center in his first trip to the plate. In for a called strike. Inoka way in at first base with Matsat showing bunt. Coming on from third, likewise, Milheim. Shows bunt again, and it's in for a called strike. Inoka and Milheim right on top of him at home. Swing and a miss on that one. Down on strikes goes Massett. Second strikeout of the inning, fifth in the game for Mata. Here's Naradelssid, the shortstop. Hit a shot to short last time up, speared by Schiller, though, for the out. Mata with a good hard one, but misses inside. Little change up off the outside edge for a called strike. So hard inside, soft outside. We'll see how he throws the next one. Laced into left field, deep, going back and over the shoulder catch by Jordan Solario, similar to the one Moreno made to end the top of the inning. So no runs, no hits, and nobody left. We'll be back with more. Bottom of the third coming up right after this. You're watching the Men's Major USA Softball National Tournament. Home half of the third inning for the Drillers, and back to the top of the order we go with Teo Migliavaca. He'll be followed by Thomas Inoka and Blaine Milheim. Stay lively at third. Puts down, or tries to put down, the bunt. Foul tip. Part of the trademark move of Teo Migliavaca. Can't tell you the number of times we've seen him catch third baseman napping, or defenses as a whole napping. Sometimes even when he telegraphs it, he still gets it down for a base hit. Swinging with that one. Foul tip, the count runs to 0-2. Drillers last year winning the Ashland, Ohio tournament on just that play. Migliavaca bunting for a base hit, coming around to score, and they wound up winning the tournament because of it. Laced down the left field line, but foul. Off the plate away. Good patience by Tio. Migliavaca had himself a pretty good World Cup tournament last week. Argentina as a whole did not. They did not make the super round, finishing with a couple of wins against 3 losses. But Tio certainly did his part. 357 batting average in that one. He's the engine that makes the offense go. Same with his role here on the Drillers. Laced into the gap in right center field. Falls just deep enough for a single. Migliavaca never broke stride, kept on going to second base, and he's in with a stand-up double. Not hit quite as hard as it appeared leaving the bat. A good loud noise to it, but wound up flaring over the second baseman, Cucci. Migliavaca's good speed takes him to second base. He's in scoring position as the potential tying run. Here's Thomas Inoka. Inoka with 6 hits in that World Cup tournament last week. Also a home run to go with it. Handful of RBIs to contribute to that silver medal run by the New Zealand Black Sox. So often it's his brother Ben getting the notoriety, but both of them very capable players, and both came up big for the Black Sox in that World Cup. Three balls, no strikes. First base open. And Zelenka comes back with a strike, 3-1 on Inoka. Grounder foul at the plate. Inoka sort of slapping at the bat as if to say that was the pitch he wanted to hit. Just didn't do what he wanted with it. So the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Thomas. Zelenka taking a long look in now, finds the pitch he wants. Laced into center field. That one's going to fall in front of the diving Tyler Bryan. That ball is going to go all the way to the fence. Migliavaca will score easily, and Inoka will go all the way to third. He took a chance, didn't look like he was going to be able to get to it, and nobody there to back him up, so a couple of extra bases. Migliavaca scores either way, I think, with his speed, but instead of keeping Inoka at first or maybe second base, he winds up all the way at third. Good backup on the play by Mike Marrero to keep Inoka from scoring. So the Drillers get even. That'll bring a visit to the circle, or at least a defensive confab out there to talk about things. Still nobody out in the inning, and we're to the 3 spot in the order. Blaine Milheim Doesn't get any easier for the youngster Zelenka. That one goes to the backstop, and wisely staying at third is Inoka. It looked like he had an idea there for a moment. See on the replay. Milheim, there you see it off the top of the glove. Inoka took about 2 steps and then realized the ball came right back in play. Hard one in for a called strike. In that bronze medal game, the USA against Japan, Milheim was part of the 4 home run outburst by the red, white, and blue. Lewis hit the grand slam to take away the 1-0 lead Japan had. Then Ochoa and Milheim going back-to-back. Ochoa's a monster blast. If it was an exclamation mark, Milheim's was the period, putting the game out of reach. So Zelenka will have to be careful pitching to Milheim here. Deep right field. Going back, though, is Morera. He'll have a play, but Inoka can tag up and walk home practically. Sac fly for Milheim brings in the go-ahead run, so the Drillers on top 2-1 here in the third. Here's Riley Macchia to step in now. The base is cleared. Zelenka can relax a little bit, but the run coming in to score the go-ahead. We talked about power, too. Riley Macchia with 2 home runs for his New Zealand Black Sox last week at that World Cup. 5 hits in the tournament, 5 RBI. He is a run and was a run producer in that one. Way inside. Little extra oomph on that one. Good location by Zelenka. That one stays upstairs. Zelenka plays in the Czech Republic in that circuit over there, plays for a team called the Hippos, one of the better squads there. Had an ERA under 2 last year, hovering right around the 3 mark this year. In for a call, 3rd strike. Macchia tries to sell it as the walk, but he's down on strike, so 2nd out of the inning recorded. Zelenka trying to finish the inning here. He'll have to get past Cam Schiller to do that. out straight back and out of play. Zelenka with good stuff. Strikeout pitcher last season. 77 strikeouts in 50 some odd innings pitched. So he can help himself out of innings. Right now holding a very tough Northeast Drillers team to just the 2 runs. Changeup stays upstairs. High hopper up the middle, and more great defense from shortstop Nere Del Cid. Makes easy work of a tough ball. Side retired, but not before the Drillers get even. They score a couple. They'll take a 2-1 lead back to the field. We'll head to the 4th. You're watching the 2025 USA Softball Men's Major National Championship from Oklahoma City. We'll be here all weekend. Hope you can take some time and join us along the way. Top of the 4th inning, a pitching change for Argentina. Waymo Mata leaves the game. It'll be Nahuel Sainz will come on to pitch for him, the slightly built right-hander, and just in time to face the dangerous Alejandro Alvarenga, who hit the home run over the left field fence against Mata. So Mata avoids having to face him a second time, and Nahuel Sainz will come on to pitch. 3, 4, 5 in the batting order for the honeyBadgers. Philip Cucci will follow Alvarenga, and then Andres Sokol, the young Czech, will be the 3rd hitter of the inning. 2-1 Drillers. St. Louis honeyBadgers showing some great defense along the way. Misses inside. Straight back, that one's going to be up and over the top of our press box here. Little slow roller to third. Milheim up with it and across the diamond for the out. Sainz, by the way, another member of that Argentine squad. So Waymo Mata, one Argentine giving way to another. Sometimes it seems that they grow that pitching on trees down in Argentina. (2012 or thereabouts, I think, was about the time when we started seeing more of them coming north. The juniors with Mata and Godoy having that great run. They hosted in Paraná, Argentina in 2012, and have been a mainstay in the international competition ever since, reaching the top step of the podium in 2019, as we mentioned, in Prague. Cucci at the plate still. A ball and 2 strikes. Misses away with that one. Swing and a miss, good rise ball, good elevation on that pitch by Signs. Down on strikes goes Cucci, and it'll bring up Andres Sokol. So 2 quick outs here by Signs. There you see the elevation and just up and out of the reach of Philip Cucci. Signs came up in the under 23, the U23 program for Argentina, one of their top stars. So just starting his career, so to speak, here at the upper level. Swing and a miss on a good drop ball away. Pretty well developed repertoire for someone of his age. In for a called strike. He was in the U23 program in 2023, so just hitting his mid-20s at this point. Hard one, misses away for a ball. If you joined us late, the honeyBadgers jumped out on top with a run, a home run, off the bat of their DP, Alejandro Alvarenga. That came off Waymo Mata. Drillers battled back for a pair of runs in the 3rd inning, and that's where we are right now, top of the 4th, 2-1 Drillers. Deep center field, going back and just watching this one sail out of here. Home run, and we've got a tie game. So after 2 quick outs, Andres Sokol just hammers one to straightaway center. All Tio Migliavaca could do is watch it go. There you see it on the replay. 250-foot fence. That one bounces midway between that one and the outer fence, which is 300. He got all of it. Swing and a miss on that one, 0-1. It's Tyler Bryan at the plate. Tyler, a strikeout victim, first time up. That came against Waymo Mata. So the Badgers playing some great defense and living by the long ball. They got 1 in the 1st for a run and now 1 in the 4th. We're tied at 2. Signs looking to have a little bit of trouble with his footwork out there. I think just stepping in a different place. A couple of the taller pitchers leaving holes or divots, giving him a little bit of a headache out there. Everybody has their own delivery. Everybody has their own landing spot, and Sign's not one of the taller pitchers, so if someone has left some divots, he's going to have to work around that. Swing and a miss on a good one down the middle. Laced up the middle, just about took his head off with that one. He's smiling about it, but thankfully did not. Line drive, base hit by Tyler Bryan. So second hit in a row after 2 easy outs recorded by Signs.
Now batting number 7, Minor Jones.
That's going to bring a visit from catcher Juan Zara. Blaine Milheim will step in, and Thomas Inoka as well. So it's Minor Jones trying to get another run on the board for the honeyBadgers. Jones, a strikeout victim, looking his first time. That was against Waymul Mata, now facing another Argentine in the form of Nahuel Signs. Misses just off the plate. Ball and a strike. Ball upstairs. Swing and a miss, threw that one by him. A little extra velocity from Signs. Bouncer foul on the left side. We'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball out to right field. That one's going to be playable. Moving over to his right to make the catch is Riley Macchia. So side retired, but not before the Badgers. The honeyBadgers get even with the home run off the bat of Andre Sokol. We're tied at 2, heading to the home half of the 4th. We'll be back with more great action in this 2025 USA Softball Men's Major National Championship right after this. Home half of the fourth inning for the Northeast Drillers. Mari Zelinka doing a great job out there keeping his honeyBadgers in the game. honeyBadgers 2 runs on 3 hits. The Drillers 2 runs on 4 hits. Neither team has made an error. Marshall Cronk at the plate, so it's 6-7-8. Solario to follow, and then Juan Zara. The honeyBadgers came into this tournament unranked and largely unheralded, though that may be changing soon given their championship game match in the Boys of Summer tournament. They finished second in that just a week or so ago, and now playing the number 3 ranked Drillers to a standstill into the 4th inning. Very impressive defense by this young team, including the young Czech pitcher in the circle right now. Ball off the plate. One hopper to third, up with it and over across the diamond for the first out. Easy play for Minor Jones, flipping it over to Chase Frucht for the first out. Finishing the second time through the order for the Drillers right now on the right field sideline. A couple of players up. Looks like one of them warming up, so perhaps following the adage about not giving a player a third look at a pitcher. Here's Solario. Solario with a booming double to center last time up. Reached second on that double with only 1 out, but they couldn't cash it in. Next 2 batters being retired in order by Zelinka. Took a little bit off that one, in for a called strike. That one's down the heart of Main Street for a called strike, so Zelinka ahead 1-2. Misses with that one downstairs. In for a call, third strike on the outside edge. Great location, great job by the catcher back there, Messett, in setting that one up. Here you watch on the replay. Floated that one in there on the outside edge, so he's using the changeup along with his other pitches. Something you have to do against a team that hits like the Drillers. Juan Zara at the plate. Zara grounded out his first time up. Ground ball to short. Foul and out of play on the right side. New ball comes in, rolled around in the dirt a bit. I don't know if you could see that on the monitor or not. One way to break it in. A little fancy footwork by Zelenka with the ball. Misses on the outside edge. The body language says it all. He thought he had the third strike. That one a little bit off the plate, I think. More with the heart than the head, I think. That one wide. Zara lays off, and it's 2-2. Laced into right field, but it's going to be, it is in fair territory. Drops in right in front of Marrero out there. Looked like it was shading foul, but that one catches enough of the grass. Let's watch the replay. Goes the other way with it, does Zara. Nice piece of hitting. Marrero ranges over, and the ball drops right around by the foul line. So he's aboard with a double. 2 outs in the inning. Zielinski needs the final out. A pinch runner for Juan Zara on the 2-out catcher rule. We don't get those reports. We'll see if we can pick up his number from here. A bit of a long look, but laced into left field. That's a base hit. That'll bring a run in to score the go-ahead now. .66 on the pinch runner. We'll report that to you, but more importantly, Zach Shaw with a big hit, driving in the go-ahead run. Just went the other way with it. Nice piece of hitting. Left fielder Andres Sokol gets the ball back in. So Shaw now down at first base. Back to the top of the order to Teal Migliavaca, his third time facing Zelinka. Good location by Zelenka on the outside edge. That was Gonzalo Masmu, pinch running and coming around to score the run. Member of the New York Gremlins last year. Masmu, another fine Argentine player. So plenty of those on this Driller squad. Ball off the plate outside. Masmu, a fine hitter in his own right, just doing what he can for the team in that pinch running spot. Grounder foul up along the right side. Will go again. So in the inning, Zielinski got the first 2 outs. He got a ground out and a strikeout. Looked like he was going to sail right through the inning until Zara hit the double down the line. Then Shaw following with a single to left. Laced to left, but stopped by third baseman. Minor Jones makes the final out on the 5-3 putout, but the Drillers add a run. They go on top by a 3-2 score. We'll be back with the top of the fifth inning in this action-packed 8 p.m. game here in the 2025 USA Softball Men's Major National Tournament. 3 more days to go after this one, all day Friday and Saturday. Championship game on Sunday. You'll want to see it. Top half of the fifth inning for the honeyBadgers. They try and get even. Nahuel Sainz back in the circle again this inning. Came on in relief of Waymo Mata. Each of them have surrendered a run. The Drillers have scored 3. So that's where we are right now. Drillers on top by a 3-2 score. Ball low. 8-9-1 is where we are in the honeyBadger order. That means Mike Marrero, Chase Fruch, and then back to the top of the order to Juan Massett. Swing and a miss on a good drop ball in. Marrero, a strikeout victim last time. That was against Mata. Mata finished with 5 strikeouts, by the way, through his 3 innings of work. Ball inside, evens the count at 2-2. Misses away, so that'll run the count to full. Swing and a miss. Good rise ball on that one from Sainz. A little extra. Zippity-doo. Swinging strikeout for Marrero. 1 out in the inning. Chase Fruch hits a little slow roller out to short. Cam Schiller comes up with it, but the throw gets away from Inoka. Let's look at the replay. Not sure if the throw was wide or if Inoka just didn't glove it. Let's see. Looked like an easy play. Schiller makes those routinely, comes up with the throw, and looks like it might have been a little bit wide over there. So we'll let the official scorekeeper make the call, but an E6 in my book. That puts the 9-hitter aboard and takes us back to the top of the shop, Juan Massett. Massett 0 for 2 on the night. Fly ball to center and a strikeout, both of those at-bats against Mata. His first look here against Nahuel Sainz. Swing and a miss late on that one. In for a call, third strike, so 2 outs in the inning. It'll be up to Nere Delcid to try and get the runner home. He's 0 for 2, a line out to short, and a fly out to left.
Now batting number 14, Neri Wilson.
Swing and a miss on a good changeup from Signs. Off the plate, Zara tries to frame it as a strike, but a little bit off the plate outside. 1-1. Laced down the line, but foul and out of play. Swing and a miss on the rise ball, and Signs gets the last 2 batters on strikeout, side retired. He'll take a 3-2 lead back to the dugout as we head to the home half of the 5th inning. We'll be back with more action. You're watching the 2025 USA Softball Men's Major National Championship from right here in Oklahoma City. We'll be back. Home half of the 5th inning, and the honeyBadgers answer back with their own Argentine pitcher. 2 great ones on display for the Drillers, Wemo Mata and Nahuel Signs, but the honeyBadgers make a move here. They will send Matthias Echevers, if that's how you pronounce it. Matthias Echevers, fresh off of his World Cup appearances last week up in Prince Albert. Fine young pitcher. Very well built. Came away from the World Cup with a 1-1 record, 2.63 ERA. So very capable even at this young age. We'll see if he can keep the honeyBadgers close. Great performance, I think, on the night. Easy to say for Matty Zelinka, who held the number 3 ranked team in the world to just 3 runs and pitched very capably. Very solidly built pitcher, stands about 6 foot, somewhere around 240 or thereabouts. And comes inside and hits Inoka, who's not too happy about it. Body language says it all, but he'll be aboard with a free pass. So not quite the start that Matthias wanted. He'll have to face the heart of the order now. Milheim Makia and Cam Schiller. Grounder to short, steps on the bag, throws, double play, 6 unassisted over to first, 6-3. More great defense from the honeyBadgers. Watch it on the replay. Nere Del Cid says, nope, I don't need to make a throw on that one. Actually, a good idea that he didn't, because Inoka was right on top of the bag. So here is Riley Makia. Oh for 1 on the night. Walked back in the first, struck out in the third. Chevers misses downstairs with that one, and Makia will be aboard with a walk. So a couple of free passes by the young Argentine thus far. Helped out by his defense that got the double play. Let's see what he can do with Cam Schiller. Off the plate away. Schiller got off to a sizzling start in that World Cup last week, something on the order of 7 for 9 in his first 9 at-bats. Wound up somewhere hovering around the 450 mark to finish, but just seemed to come through every time the USA needed him to. 43-foot drop. That one bounces just in front of the plate. Lays off the low one. Off the plate away, so Schiller patient at the plate. Third free pass given up by Matthias Chivers. And that's going to bring a visit from Juan Massett, the catcher, and the other members of the infield. So the inning started with a hit by pitch to Inoka. That was erased on a 6 unassisted double play. Then a walk to Makia and a walk to Schiller. So not as sharp as we might have thought, given the way he pitched in the World Cup. Good movement on that pitch, moving away from the right-hander. The batter's Marshall Cronk. Would like to give the Drillers an insurance run here. 2 outs and 2 on. Lays off the ball away. Same pitch, same result, just missing off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike, and Echever's in danger of loading the bases here. And he does just that with a ball off the plate. The pitches aren't just missing by a little, they're missing by a good bit, not resembling strikes at all, not fooling the hitters. So the 4th free pass of the inning, and that's going to bring a visit from the skipper for the honeyBadgers. So this unheralded honeyBadgers team has held their own with the Drillers thus far, but the Drillers with a golden opportunity to break this one wide open. Matthias surrendered a free pass to open the inning, got some help from his defense with the double play ball, but the 3 walks have him back in trouble. Facing Jordan Solario. Solario with a double back in the 2nd. And a strikeout. Those, of course, were against the starter, Zelenka. Foul tip back to the screen. Pretty good hack at that one. Two and 1 count. Matthias just needs to give his defense a chance to get him out of trouble here. They've done it all night long for the starter, Zelenka. Big pitch for Matthias. Called strike 3. The board had it 2-1, but it was 2-2. So a big strikeout, and pitches himself into trouble and pitches himself right back out. So the side retired in the Drillers strand 3. We stay with a 3-2 score heading to the top half of the 6th inning. We'll be back with more. Don't go away. Top of the sixth inning and another pitching change for the Drillers. It'll be Carlos Gonzalez from the Dominican Republic coming on in relief. So the third pitcher for the Drillers. And he'll be facing the heart of the order for the honeyBadgers, 3, 4, 5, including the man at the plate, Alejandro Alvarenga. He put the honeyBadgers on the board in the first with a homer over the left field fence. Late on that one. Motioning as if he's trying to go the other way with it. I think his teammates would prefer the variety they saw in the first inning. Plenty of power in that big right-hander. Swing and a miss, comes out of his shoes on that one. Not able to catch up with it. Good pitch from Gonzalez.
Now batting number 78, Andre Sokol.
For the honeyBadgers, it'll be Philip Cucci. He stands in from the left side. In for a called strike. Swing and a miss, comes up empty on that one. Good pitch, good location upstairs by Gonzalez. So two Argentine pitchers for the Drillers, followed by Gonzalez from the Dominican Republic. On the other side of the ledger, young Czech pitcher Zelinka, giving way to Matthias Echevers from Argentina. Good representation across the board for all the teams at that World Cup last week. Swing and a miss late on that one. That one bounces in the dirt for a ball, so 1-2. Little slow roller to second. Shaw over to Inoka. 4-3 on the putout. honeyBadgers starting to run out of outs here in the sixth. They're down to their final 4. It's been the home run ball that's kept them in the game. Alvarenga with a solo shot in the first, and Sokol now at the plate with a homer to straightaway center. Does he have another one in him to tie the game? Swing and a miss, and that swing said that he wanted to. The ball he hit out of the park all the way out. A no doubter. Grounder foul over on the left side. So a full swing and then trying to slap the other way. In for a call, third on the outside edge. Good location on that one. So 3 up and down for the honeyBadgers and nothing to show for it. We'll head to the home half of the sixth inning. Drillers still holding on to that precarious 1-run lead They'll take it into the home half of the sixth. We'll be right back. Home half of the sixth inning for the Drillers, still leading 3-2 in this one. More great action on tap for you tomorrow. The number 1 and 2 ranked teams in the world will open their play in the tournament. Gremlins and Hill United both starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. So be sure and check the schedule or the logins at Softball Premier TV. We want to say a quick thank you to Luciano Lofrano, bringing fastball for men's fastball around the world, week in and week out through the summer and beyond. He's the reason that you can walk into your home, turn on the TV or your computer, and sit back and enjoy the action like we have here in this national championship. Swing and a miss on that one. It's 8-9-1 for the Drillers. That's Zara, Shaw, and Migliavaca. That one bounces off the glove. Not a bad-looking pitch, but what do they say? You can't catch it. It can't be a strike. Or can it? 2-2 count. I guess we'll get another look at this one. Matthias Echevers, the Argentine pitcher. That one off the shin guard. That one, though, down the heart of Main Street for a call. Strike 3. Caught him looking. Great pitch by the young Argentine. So Zara, who catches Echevers for Team Argentina, going down on strikes. Here's Zach Shaw. He's got the game-winning hit so far. Came through when they needed it last time up. Had that single in the fourth. Driving in the go-ahead run. That's the difference in the ball game right now. Hop and a skip on a 40-foot drop down in the dirt. 2-0. Ball inside, just missing with that one. And misses away and another free pass. Matthias has had some great pitches through his couple of innings of work, but far too many free passes. Walked the 3 in a row, got himself into trouble. Was able to pitch himself out of trouble and keep the game close, but a walk to Shaw with 1 out. That brings the top of the order around again. Migliavaca having a typical night, 2 for 3 in the game, a couple of singles. Both of those to center field. We have not seen him bunt for a base hit as he often does. Swing and a miss on a roundhouse rise. One Argentine versus another. Matthias Echevers in the circle. Tio Migliavaca at the plate. Runs through the box, but it's in for a called strike. Foul tip back to the screen. Looked like Shaw was off to the races on that one. That one looked to be a cover me swing from Tio Migliavaca. He's done everything up there in this at bat. A full swing, running up like he was going to slap, and the last one. Change up just missing inside. Nice frame by the catcher Juan Massett. Here's the replay of that last pitch. Just a little bit in. Tried to bring it back in, but the correct call. Misses downstairs. So the count runs to 2-2. 3-2. One hopper to second, over to short, but the throw goes wide at first. Looked like the double play was going to get them out of the inning. Watch on the replay. It's Philip Cucci with the glove. He makes the play that he needed to. Comes up with it. But I think maybe the runner pushed Neri Delcid out a little bit out of the baseline. And the throw goes wide. So it's Migliavaca at first base. Off on the pitch. Slides in safely, easily. Nifty little slide as he goes by and grabs the bag with his hand and then hangs on to make sure that he doesn't lose contact. Here you see it on it. Great jump. The throw's wide, no chance to get him. Hello, better hang on. Here's Thomas Inoka, swing and a miss late on that one. Inoka 1 for 2. He's been aboard twice, had the double. And the hit by pitch last time up. That one's high and he lays off, or did he? No, he didn't go. They appeal to the first base umpire. He held up 2-1. Big insurance run the Drillers would like to have heading into the 7th. Inoka would like to get him home. Three and one, and Matthias again pitching behind the hitters. You can only do that for so long. And then you find yourself having to come in with a pitch. That's where he is right now. First base is open, but it won't get any easier for the rest of the order. 3, 4, 5 coming up. Swing and a miss, good pitch, and once again strikes himself out of trouble. So a fresh roll of antacid tablets, perhaps, but Matthias Chivers gets out of trouble. To the seventh we go. Still, Drillers 3, honeyBadgers 2. Seventh inning action. You don't want to miss the end of this one. Come on back. You're watching the 2025 USA Softball Men's Major National Championship right here on Softball Premier TV. Last call for the honeyBadgers of St. Louis. Seventh inning. They trail by a run. Need to get a runner aboard. Tyler Bryan is the batter. Minor Jones to follow, and Mike Marrero to follow him. I think they're yelling for the music to stop. Someone forgot to take the needle off the record. Bryan with a base hit in the game, had a single to center in his second trip to the plate. Strikeout against Mata, and the single against Signs. We're up to our third pitcher for the Drillers. This is Jan Carlos Gonzalez. Much closer game than I think many people thought going in. The number 3 ranked team in the world, and the honeyBadgers unranked, but they have played solid defense. Got some outstanding pitching from the young Czech starter, Selinka, and Matthias Chivers from Argentina doing just enough to keep his team close. And he hits him, so they've got their tying run aboard and nobody out. So Tyler Bryant aboard for the second time. This one a little more painful perhaps than the base hit, but he'll take it just the same. Here's Minor Jones. Jones 0 for 2. Struck out looking and a fly out, but this is his first time facing Jan Carlos Gonzalez. Shows bunt, doesn't get it down, corners charging. That's Inoka and Milhine coming from the corners. Schiller and Shaw up the middle. Great hands, great chance to turn 2 if they get the opportunity. That trio, Milheim, Schiller, and Shaw, played together for a long time, and it shows. Foul tip back to the screen. One and two now. Ball in the dirt. Smothered by Zara. Keeps it in front. And they appeal it, do not get the call. So the count even at 2-2. Big pitch here for Gonzalez. In for a called third. So Gonzalez gets the first out. Here's Marrero. Marrero, a strikeout victim twice tonight. First time facing Gonzalez. Tries to hold up, doesn't. He does hold up. Roundhouse rise ball, full swing, comes up empty. Oh, and 2. Swing and a miss, same result. Scoreboard catching up now. We've got a 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deep to center field, but Migliavacca's got a beat on it. Goes back in the warning track and runs it down. Just about got the pitch that would have put his team on top. Migliavacca, great defense out there. Watch the replay. He got almost all of it. Migliavacca right around the warning track up against the Devon Park sign for the second out. Here's Chase Fruit, the first baseman for the honeyBadgers. Their last chance. I imagine a number of people in that Northeast Drillers dugout breathing a sigh of relief when Miggy ran the ball down. When it left the bat, looked like it might have a chance. Fruke has been aboard twice tonight. Had a walk in the third and then reached on the error, an infield error last time up. A ball and 2. Gonzalez foul tipped and he stays alive. Upstairs, taken for a ball. Little surprised they haven't tried to move the runner at some point during the inning, but I think they want to give themselves every at-bat, not get thrown out to end the game. Swing and a miss. It gets away from Zara. He'll have an easy play down to first. Side retired. That's the ball game, folks. Final score here. The Northeast Drillers 3 and a very capable St. Louis honeyBadgers team 2. So the Drillers will advance in the bracket, as did the JDT First Energy team earlier tonight. A couple of other games on the other diamond. We'll catch those scores overnight. We'll be back tomorrow with more great action. Be sure and check the website, Luciano Lafrano's Softball Premier TV. Click the live button to see the live streams posted and choose the game you want to watch. Multiple streams going on. We'll have broadcasting here from this diamond and also a streaming video from the other diamond, so be sure and check that schedule. We're going to sign off here. I'm Jim Flanagan for Softball Premier TV. You've been watching the 2025 USA Men's Major National Softball Tournament. We'll see you tomorrow. More great action on the way. So long.
It's time to explore the